perfectly by Marines and Marauders, which that's exactly what I'm building. Anyways, here are my 2 Banshees I was talking about. I built 2, which is an investment of 300 minerals, but they really come in handy if you just harass the drones. And even, you can't think in terms of hurting drones as in 1 drone is 50 minerals, and like that trade-off. Each drone, the loss of 1 drone adds up exponentially over time, because each drone is 5 less minerals every 10 seconds, let's say. So, you know, it starts off, and I'm taking a lot of drones out here. I took 4, maybe 5, 6 drones. That's already 300 minerals. I've got what he lost back, and I've earned it back. But even though he lost 300 minerals, he's losing more because he can't mine with those lost units. So that's another important thing to keep in mind, is that when you can damage the economy, go for the worker line, because if you trade off units for workers, as long as you know that you won't lose when you sacrifice those units for the workers, it is really and totally worth it, because without the economy, he gets further and further behind, and you can just keep up with your workers and build up the lost units immediately. So here's my 2 Banshees. I did a lot of harassing. If you look at this, 4 and 3, I killed 7 units. 7 drones, which is a lot of money, and totally worth the cost. Anyways, I set up my expansion here, and because I'm starting to run low on minerals in my main, and it was about time, because I had I've almost reached 100 composition, 100 units. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm saying. Anyways, so he is laying down a crap load of creep doomers. I wonder if he knows what they do, because he clearly doesn't. What is he doing? I guess he's trying to spawn creep tumors, but he's not really. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just wrecking his drone line. He's doing a lot of damage. I'm keeping my units alive. And look at this, he hides his units over. Oh no, he broke the rocks. I thought he was hiding them. But, he has 4 queens, and look at what he's doing with my harass. He is running his queens after my Banshees. So, even though, and he's not spewing those larva things, so this is turning out even better. Even better, because he is pulling his queens off the line, off the hatchery, and without them he can't spawn the larva quickly, and so his army and unit production gets slowed down even further. And if you look here, 47 harvesters to 36, so I've got the lead, and now it is my game to lose, because I've harassed him enough, and he is completely and utterly behind, and there's not much he can do. He's got to win soon, because if he doesn't win soon, then that's about it. Anyways, his army is all hidden over here. He's still got roaches and zergs. So I'm a little surprised when I thought about this, because I realized he didn't upgrade his army at all. And I kind of expected him to, because generally that's what Zerg do. You tech up, you build units, and you tech it up. And ooh, look at that. Smart transfusion right here. Saved his queen, apparently. Anyways, so this is really bad for him, because it's just really easy for Marauders to hit and run, especially when they're stim, and they run faster. And with their concussion shells, it's like running and hitting while they slow down their own movement. So without that, he is just really behind. And he just keeps losing units. If you look at units, where's units lost? Units lost. I have 32 to 100, and well, he's lost. Ooh, this is what I also want to say. The medevacs are so important with the army, and I took advantage of what he did there. He's completely surrounded my units, but I had just enough to load my all my units into my medevacs and just pull them all out of safety, and I saved them. And look at this. What a micro mistake. He moved his 3 queens right out there, away from his hatcheries. He's not spawning the larva, and he's not even expanding. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing right here. I don't think I spotted this in the game, but I'm glad I didn't, because I would have thought this guy sucks even more. Anyways, my army is just all bio, which I like going for bio against Zerg, and with a few tanks and Vikings thrown in if needed, and I used my better judgment there. I didn't go for Vikings because I realized he wasn't getting any Mutalisks, which a lot of Zerg players like to do. They like to go for Mutalisks, but he has Banelings, Roaches, and Hydralisks, and I easily decimate his army because one, his Marauders were not near my Banelings were not near my Marines. And that's where they do the bulk of their damage. Marauders have 136 life, 125, and a Baneling does, well, it won't show you here, but a Baneling does 35 damage splash. So he wasn't going to be able to do much at all with what he has. So it's just Baneling, see right here, 35 versus light. And first of all, Marauders are heavy. So he ran all his banelings right into my Marauders, and that wasn't gonna do anything for him. So he just wasted the biggest threat he had, and that's what kept me alive. In that battle, my Marines are separated from my Marauders, so that helped me out a lot. Here, he did, oh, that was a mistake on my part, but he took out my Marines, but here, I mean, I sent even more backup because, what's my PM right now? 160, it's almost 170. And so now, he just doesn't have anything, and I'm still constantly building, and so I just keep sending up my units, and that's it. That's all he can do. There's not much he can do about this, because this is just really decimating. So this was I wouldn't say this was a close game, but it was a good game. It really showed, I really like that early bunker rush, because it really did a lot of damage, and I recommend it to any Terran player when the Zerg expands really early, but you have to use your better judgment, because he got a spawning pool first, and if he just got 2 Zerglings, he could have stopped this SCV from building the bunker ever in the first place, but he didn't. So that's his biggest mistake, I think. He kind of underestimated me and underestimated the Terran to just do nothing and sit in the base while he expands and builds up his economy, which I didn't do. And that's what you have to do. You have to stop the Zerg from, one, you have to stop the economy, 2, you have to stop the expansion, well, that's also economy, but stop the expansion, and then 3, you just do as much harass to the units as you can, because generally Terran units are cost effective against Zerg. Well, Zerg is cost effective too, but in the composition of the units, a lot of Marines and Marauders can be Hydralisks, Roaches, Zerglings, unless they get Ultralisks. So in the early game, it is really crucial to put on the pressure. When you put on the pressure, the Zerg player, unless he knows exactly what he's doing, he's going to have a lot of trouble responding to the harass. And that's where you take him, because his economy slips, and a 1 Terran base versus 2 Zerg bases, if you can win, you can still have a stronger economy. So that's about it. And what else is there? And the Zerg player also didn't utilize his overlords. I said that in my Zerg tutorial. You have to utilize your overlords. He could have put 1 right here and just left it here, put 1 right here, put 1 over here, and put 1 over here. And that would allow him to scout everything that I'm doing if I ever decide to move out of my base. I might kill his overlord, but it still gives him a heads up that I'm moving out, instead of him finding out right here, oh crap, there's a load of units coming. I mean, that's just really big mistake on his part. And he did not get Hydralisks early enough. He saw my 2 Banshees, and he still tried to take my Banshees out with his Queens, and he just let that slip. So anyways, that's about it. That's a good game. I will be posting another video shortly, guys. And oh, again, if you want to challenge me, feel free to challenge me. I am welcome to 1v1s, and I would love to cast that game. Thank you, guys.